Hello and very warm welcome to Maths by SAS channel. I hope my junior friends of grade 6 and 7 will be doing well. These lessons I'm making to overcome the learning loss of our students of grade 6, 7 and O1, O2, O3 due to COVID-19 and to bridge the gap of the syllabus. In today's class, I'll be discussing some more questions of D1, chapter number 1. They are about the real-life application of LCM and HCF. These questions are equally important for my junior students of class 6, 7 and my students of O1, O2 and O3. And especially the students of O3 who have to appear in the exam this time, because when I was making the plan for my O3 students, I found while discussing the papers of May, June and October number 21 that these questions are the part of that paper. So please students, you all at all level have to give focus to these all concepts. So let's move to practice now 13 and let's first read the question from the book. Question 13, practice now 13. Says that Farhan has 3 pieces of rope with the length of 140 centimeter, 168 centimeter and 210 centimeters. He wishes to cut all of the 3 pieces of ropes into the smaller pieces of equal length such that there is no leftover rope. The first requirement of the question is what is the greatest possible length of each of the smaller pieces of rope, and the second is that how many smaller pieces of rope can he get all together. There are many things that we need to understand, that we have 3 pieces of length, we have 3 pieces of ropes of different lengths, and we want to cut all 3 pieces of ropes into smaller pieces of equal lengths, okay, and in such a way that we do not have any leftover rope. Then we have to find the greatest possible length of each of the smaller pieces of rope and how many smaller pieces of ropes can we get all together. So let's move to the discussion of the question. Before going to the solution of the question, it's really important to understand that when to use and apply HCF and when to apply LCM. It's really important to keep some key points in your mind, that when we need to use HCF, the requirement has to be that we want to distribute 2 or more sets of items equally into their largest group, and or the situation is that we need to find out how many people can we invite, or to arrange some things into rows and groups. So these are 3 important points that we have to keep after reading the question. How to decide that whether we have to find the HCF or LCM, we have to see that whether we need to divide equally 2 or more sets of items into the largest groups, or we need to find out how many people can we invite, or how to arrange some things into rows and groups. So let's once again read the question carefully, and we can see that question says that Farhan has 3 pieces of ropes with the lengths 140, 160 and 168 and 210 centimeter. He wishes to cut all of the 3 pieces of rope into smaller pieces of equal lengths, okay, such that there is no leftover. The greatest possible length of each smaller piece of rope. So it means that we have to find the HCF, and we know that how to find the HCF. There are 2 different methods. One of the method is that we have to make the prime factorization of each of the numbers. So this time I'll be going to the prime factorization of each number. So how to make the prime factorization of 140, 140, and now let me hold the ruler, and then what we have to do, we have to see that which smallest prime number is the divisor of this number. Like 14 can easily go with 2 7 times and 0, and then again I can have table of 2 suitable for 70. Here you should have good command on test of divisibility, as the last digit is 0, so we can easily divide this number by 2. 2 how many times? 2 35 times. And now 5 plus 3 is 8. I cannot divide this number by 2 and 3 both. Okay, so which other number, as the unit digit is 5, so I can easily divide this number by 5. 5 sevens are and 7 ones are and 7 ones are. 7 times 1 is 1. So 140 can be written as 140 can be written as 2 square multiplied by 5 multiplied by 7, and 1 is understood. Moving to the second part, that is second number, that is 168. 168, again we have to go for the prime factorization. Okay, D1 chapter number 1 is really important for your O-level examination. So as the unit digit is 8, so and this is even, so we can easily divide this by 2. 2 8s are and 2 4s are. Again the unit digit is 4, which is easily divisible by 2, and so table of 2, 2 4s are, 2s are, and then again 2, again 2 2s are, 2 1s are, and again 2 3 7s are and 7 1s are. Let me extend this line. 7 ones are. I am going really slow because these lessons I'm specially making for my class 6 and 7 junior friends. Okay, now 168 in index form, the prime factorization of this is 2 is coming 1 2 3, so in short form we can write 2 raised to power 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 7 and multiplied by 1. Okay, now moving to the third number, which is 210. Again the basic step is that we have to make the prime factorization of the given number, so we should have good command on how to make the prime factorization. So as a unit digit is 0, we can easily divide this by 2. 2 how many times is 20? 2 tens are, and then 1 I have to give to the 0, it will become 5. 2 5s are 10. Again 5 plus 1 is 6, so I can easily divide this by 3. So this will become 3 3s are and 3 5s are, and then again I cannot divide this number by 3, so as a unit digit is 5, so 5 times 7, and then what we have to do is 7 times 1. 7 times 1, the step 1 is that I have to write each number as the product of its prime factors. Okay, so the factors for 210 are, factors for 210 are 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 7 and 1. Okay, step 1 is done, that I have to make the prime factorization, and now greatest possible length of each smaller piece of row, greatest possible length. So in order to find the greatest possible length of each smaller piece, let me go over here. Greatest possible length, greatest possible length of each smaller piece, Okay, now recall that we need to find the largest grouping. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to take the HCF, highest common factor of these all numbers or factors. Now if we look at 2's, we can see here 2 raised to power 1 is coming, here 2 raised to power 2 and 2 raised to power 3. Okay, let me do small working over here. that 2 raised to power 2 means that 2 is coming 2 times. 2 raised to power 3 means that 2 is multiplied by itself 3 times, and 2 raised to power 1 means that 2 is coming once only. So we have from 2's we only have 1 2 as the common factor. Moving to 3, we can see that 3 is coming in last two numbers but not in 140, so 3 is not the common factor. Coming to 5 is coming in the first and the last number, but it's not coming in the second number, so it means 5 is not the common factor. And then if we look at 7, we can see that 7 is coming at all 3 places. So either I can make a loop or I can highlight this so that my students can see this easily, as we are doing this specially for the junior students. So let's have some coloring and fun so that it becomes prominent to my students. So from 7s, and it will become 7 only. So the highest common factor is HCF is 2 times 7, which is equal to 14. So this is the largest possible length of each smaller piece of rope. I hope students you are clear that when we have to find the largest grouping, we have to find their common factors and highest common factor. Second is that how many smaller pieces of rope can he get all together. All together means that we have to add them up. Now, in order to find the smaller pieces of rope he can get all together, total smaller pieces, total smaller pieces will be equal to, now what we have to do, we have to see that from each length, okay, suppose this piece has the length 140 centimeter, how many complete pieces of 14 centimeter rope we can get from this rope, which is of suppose 168 centimeter long. We have to see how many small and complete pieces of the rope of 14 centimeter we can get, and same for 210 centimeter. It means we have to divide each length, we have to divide each rope by, or the length of each rope by the HCF divided by 14, as we will get the answer. So what we have to do is that 140 divided by 14 plus 168 divided by 14 and plus 210 divided by 14. As we are doing these questions for class 6 and 7 students, so I will not prefer calculator, and secondly these questions are mostly coming in paper 1, so we will try to learn to use mental calculations like 14 how many times is 14 ones are and 14 tens are. You should have good command on the tables and mental math skills as well. Now 168 divided by 14 ones are is 14, and I'm left with 2, and this is 8 down, and 14 twos are 28. Look children, I'm teaching you how to make your calculation easy as well. 14 ones are and 14 12s are. And coming to 210, now what we can do is that 210 divided by 14, 14 twos are is 28, so 14 ones are will be suitable. This will be 14, and I will left with 11 minus 4 is 7, and I have to bring this 0 down. 14 fives are 17. Okay, and I have to complete the process as well. 14 ones are and 14 15 times. Okay, and I'm left with 10 plus 12 plus 15. Okay, now 5 plus 2 is 7, 27, 10 plus 27, and which is equal to 37. So the requirement was that how many smaller pieces of rope we can get all together. So we can get all together 37 smaller pieces of rope. Students, I hope you are really clear about today's class, and you are really clear that from your everyday life situations, when the question will be coming to find the greatest possible share or the greatest possible group, what we can do is that we have to find the HCF. Please watch this lesson and try to understand and retain the lessons. For next difficulty level, please catch me in the next class, because in the next class we will be practicing some more questions so the learning becomes perfect. Because for the better understanding of concepts of maths is really important to integrate your lesson with the previous lesson, and you should have ample practice of the concepts before moving to your O-level examination. My O2 and O3 students will also be watching these all lessons properly, so that they can have the good idea and good understanding of these type of questions before moving to O-level examination. Please watch my lessons, like, share and subscribe the channel, and press bell icon to get the notification of every lesson in time. Thank you very much.